Nick Hodges and Jason Murphy.
Yes.
Let's talk about Rayman.
Okay.
All right.
What's there to talk about that we didn't cover in our playthrough? It's batshit crazy. The end.
You know, it's funny. I played through this game, and I kept expecting, you know, it's like, oh, we'll play that game for an hour, whatever. I'm going to play this game. By the time I'm done, it's going to make total sense. No.
No.
Never really managed to make any sense to me whatsoever.
I was quite curious how this review is going to turn out because I have no idea what the hell's going on with it, and I had a buddy over playing it with me, and he was just as baffled as I was.
You know what? I suspect that somewhere, and probably specifically in the comments for this review, somebody is going to explain it to us, because I had a friend of mine, I was at the bar the other night, and I was talking about Rayman, and he said, oh, I've got Rayman 2 on my phone. He pulls out his phone with Rayman 2, and he's showing it to me, and, you know, the big fat lumpy guy that we were playing in co-op?
Yeah.
That guy was totally there in Rayman 2, and I'm like, oh shit, that guy's like from Rayman continuity. So there's obviously some kind of extended storyline going on here that, I don't know, maybe if you've played all of the Rayman games and all of the Rabbids games, and, you know, maybe if you've just completely immersed yourself in the William Burroughs style crazy of Rayman.
Yeah, he was a mugwump, Jeff. Yeah, I can really see you trying to make sense of it all at the end of it, and you've got your office decked out like a beautiful mind with ribbons connecting all the different Rayman characters and everything. What does it mean?
I got the tattoos from Memento because I keep forgetting due to the insanity of Rayman.
Right. The next Rayman will be basically an acid tab, a $60 acid tab, and a bunch of those holographic pictures you used to buy at the mall. And it will scream at you nonstop.
Well, Nick, what do you think?
Well, I was going to ask you, what is the story about?
According to, because I don't fucking know, according to Wikipedia, the plot of the game is, in the glade of dreams, a world created by the mysterious Bubble Dreamer, Rayman, his best friend Glowbox, and some teensy friends are chilling out. However, their snoring disturbs an old granny from the land of the living dead, who retaliates by sending an army of horrendous creatures and the dark tunes across the world, capturing electoons and nymphs that inhabit the world and turning it into chaos. It is up to Rayman and his friends to rescue the electoons, defeat the evil creatures, and set everything right.
Of course.
Which should have been perfectly obvious. I don't know, I was just not paying attention, apparently.
Oh, no, I remember, like, the old lady, like, getting pissed off and hitting the ceiling with her broomstick, but, you know, I was just kind of baffled, like, how, with all the weird animation scenes going on. Like, I was just trying to, you know, organize it all in my head with the images I was seeing and the storyline that you were putting it through, and it still doesn't make any sense. What the fuck's a bubble dreamer? What's an electoon? Why am I rescuing slutty princesses?
Why not? That question you shouldn't need to ask.
But,
you know what? I want to take a moment here.
He doesn't have a crotch. He just has like like the upper torso and like hands and legs. He doesn't even have any limbs.
Hey, who knows how Raymans pleasure themselves? There's, that's a totally different cartoon biology, man.
So you say that when two Raymen love each other very much,
when a Rayman and a slutty princess love each other.
I just want to come here and I want to blow you guys' minds even further. So, anybody who hasn't played Rayman yet, skip forward about 2 minutes because I'm spoiling. The last boss in Rayman Origins is that guy in the top hat that humps the tube full of glowy things every time you finish a level. And I was just like, I got to the end of the game, and I was just like, this makes even less sense. This game was completely insane before, but now it's just driving me over the edge.
Wait, the dude that humps the test tube thing is the bad guy?
At the end of the game, you go into his this room, and he's in there, and suddenly you're fighting him and chasing him. Or actually, you go in there, and he throws these big robots at you, and you beat them, and then Rayman comes in to haha, I beat you. And then that guy starts dancing, and him and Rayman have a dance number. and then he runs off, and you've got to chase him down and defeat him. And I don't even know. I couldn't even explain to you what happens at the end. There's an airship. It hits this big orange ball, and the ball cracks, and the world explodes, and then they all fall back down on the tree, and they're asleep again. And I'm just like, what? What does it mean? Tell me,
I don't
Rayman.
understand.
Neither do I. I thought he was your buddy or something. I mean, it was kind of odd that it kept cutting to him humping that test tube every single time you finished a level.
Yeah, and I halfway through the game, I realized that the Simlish language that the slutty princesses are talking is actually Pig Latin. Like, they're actually just saying their dialogue in Pig Latin. Yeah, I was like, what the heck? What? How do I understand this? Am I going crazy too? Like, just the game is just full of stuff like that where, you know, you turn around from moment to moment, and it's just, I mean, I thought about tweeting one time. I was like, I just punched a giant chili pepper who was taking a bath in a cauldron full of lava/hot sauce in the face. And that was not the weirdest thing that I did in this game. So
This guy, I swear to God, this is like an alias for the designer is like Crispin Glover.
that would not surprise me in the least if that turned out to be true.
Finishing this game is probably like reading all of the Necronomicon. Once you're done, you're never the same again. Your brain is just fried.
Well, you know, it was like I had kind of thought a few times while playing through the game, like, hey, you know what? I can go on YouTube and watch the end of this. It'll be all right. But then it's like I finally hit that point in the game where it was like, no, I'm gonna finish this game because I want to know what the hell is going on. And then I finished the game, and it was like, God damn it.
Have you ever played a Rayman game before?
I played the first one, and I played a little bit of the Rabbids games, but I've never played one all the way to completion. I think this is the first Rayman game that I ever played all the way through. So,
man, from what I played of this game, it makes something like Earthworm Jim read like stereo instructions.
The thing is, how come Super Mario Brothers makes more sense than this?
I know.
I mean, Super Mario Brothers is about like a Italian plumber who goes into sewage systems just to save a princess. Yet that makes sense. This game doesn't.
Maybe it's a testament to just how warped we are as gamers, and it's like, yeah, and then all the raccoon tails got thrown all over the land, so everything's got
they did.
Yeah, the evil mushrooms have raccoon tails now. And you're just like, all right, cool. I know how that works. But Rayman, it's just like, huh?
Yeah.
So.
And yet, from what I played, a lot of fun.
Incredibly fun. This is an incredibly well put together game. I mean, just as a side-scrolling platformer, challenging but not too challenging. Like, they made the excellent design decision of not having lives in the game. So, you know, you always you go back to the last checkpoint and that's it. That's just a hell of a lot of good design decisions and a lot of things that kind of it's because it plays very strangely. It's kind of like a combination of Mario and Sonic, like old 2D Mario and old 2D Sonic, kind of roped together with the crazy sauce on top. But it works. Whatever it's doing, it works. At least it did for me. I don't know, Nick. What do you think?
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, like, it's definitely a lot of fun to just pick up and play for a few hours with a mate, and it just. It definitely did remind me of the old Super Mario Brothers and Sonic games in that sense. So I think it felt nostalgic, but was also quite felt new at the same time with how beautiful the level design was. And as much as those creatures look really fucked up, it was great artwork, I thought. So yeah,
I mean, eventually, kind of settled down into the like I know. Okay, when I hear the little Electoons screaming "Help me!" then I'll go find them and unlock them. And the beginning of every level, you unlock a slutty princess, and she gives you a new special power.